So the other day, I was working on this massive document, right? And I mean, crucial. Right before I hit save, the laptop screen just goes pitch black. Zero warning.
Oh, no. That is the worst.
Yeah, the battery just died. And my immediate thought was, well, that's it. It's fried. Straight to the e-waste bin, you know?
Right, because, I mean, that's what we've all been conditioned to think. A device fails, and we just assume the hardware inside is permanently destroyed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But looking at the research for today's deep dive, I realized I was totally wrong. We are taking a really optimistic look at how we might be throwing away perfectly good hardware just because a tiny piece of software throws a tantrum.
It happens way more often than you'd think.
Yeah, and today we're exploring this brilliant diagnostic tool that acts as like a translator for so-called dead batteries. But actually, real quick, speaking of optimizing resources, if you need help with AI training or, automation, integration, software development, you should really check out Embersilk at embersilk.com.
Yeah, they are fantastic at uncovering exactly where AI agents can make the most impact for you.
For sure. And impact is exactly what we're looking at with this repair community. So let's get into the hardware making this possible. It's called the NLBA1, right?
Yeah, the NLBA1. It's developed in Romania by a company called NIP Embedded Systems. Runs about $449. And it basically plugs into your computer via USB to just interrogate the battery.
Interrogate is such a good word for it because, our laptops lie to us constantly about battery health.
Oh, absolutely. They do.
So how does this box actually get the truth? Like without us having to pry open the plastic casing and measure the cells manually?
Well, it completely bypasses your laptop's main operating system because normally your OS just blindly trusts whatever the battery's internal smart chip decides to report.
Right, it's just taking the battery's word for it.
Exactly. But the NLBA1 uses a direct communication line. It's a protocol called SMBus or I2C. You can think of it as a backdoor that lets the tool talk directly to the battery's tiny brain.
Oh, wow. So it completely ignores the software's final verdict and pulls the raw physical data instead.
Yep. It reads the individual cell voltages, the internal electrical resistance, the exact number of charge cycles, all of it.
So it looks at the actual chemistry, not just the software flags.
Right. Which brings us to why these batteries die in the first place. You've probably seen mentions of these permanent failure lockouts.
Yeah, the PF lockouts, I saw that in the notes. If I'm understanding this right, a battery might trigger a permanent lockout over just a minor software glitch.
Yeah, literally a temporary anomaly, like, say, a tiny voltage drop during a really cold morning boot. That can trip a highly conservative safety flag in the software.
Wait, really? Just from being cold?
Just from being cold. The lithium cells themselves might be perfectly healthy, but a common management chip, like the TIBQ series, will just permanently seal itself off. It refuses to charge or discharge ever again just to avoid a perceived risk.
Wow. And the NLBA1 has a chip reset feature to wipe that error code. But I gotta ask, isn't erasing a permanent failure code sort of like putting black tape over the check engine light on your dashboard?
That's a totally fair question.
What if the battery's actually dangerous? We definitely don't want these things catching fire on our desks.
And that is the most crucial part of this tool. It doesn't just blindly erase errors. In fact, the manufacturer explicitly warns against doing blind file swaps on the memory chips.
Okay, so it has safety rails.
Absolutely. Instead of just wiping the code, it forces a full physical recalibration.
Meaning it tests the actual chemistry under stress.
Right. It charges and discharges the battery at up to 3 amps and 70 watts. It seriously stresses the physical cells to mathematically prove they are safe and stable under a heavy load.
Oh. So only after it proves it's safe does it release that software lockout.
Exactly. It's entirely about curing a software hypochondriac, so perfectly good hardware isn't needlessly thrown away.
That is so cool. It makes me wonder how many millions of devices are just sitting in landfills right now that are completely fixable.
Oh, it's staggering. But what really stands out in the forums is the sheer scale of the community using this tool to fight that.
Yeah, the network is massive. The device actually includes a database to help users find the right connecting pins for over 7,000 different laptop models.
And the best part is that database is constantly being updated by the users themselves.
That is my favorite part. You have strangers all over the globe probing proprietary hardware pins, mapping them out, and just uploading the schematics to help the next person fix their laptop.
It's incredible. It's even officially endorsed by European repair networks like Repair Together.
It's such an inspiring testament to human ingenuity and the right to repair. People are just actively building the maps to fix our future.
It really reframes how we look at our electronics. I mean, think about the devices in your own home right now.
Yeah.
What else has a smart chip that might just be artificially locking you out of perfectly good hardware, you know? Just waiting for the right tool to give it a second life.
I am definitely never looking at a blank screen the same way again. That is such a great thought to leave on. Well, if you enjoyed this deep dive, please subscribe to the show. Hey, leave us a 5-star review if you can. It really does help get the word out. Thanks for tuning in.